Hello and welcome to Getting How to Forge. My name is Scott McGhee. I'm an ABS Master Smith and Master Instructor. We're going to start a series of videos, short videos, and they're going to compile and we're going to get towards the goal of creating a journeyman performance knife. That all-important knife that gives you that buys you the ticket to get to go to the judging room in Atlanta or one of the super hammer-ins to get your journeyman smith. As a beginning maker, this seems like a very daunting task. It sounds so difficult to be able to make a knife that will bend to 90 degrees and not crack more than a third its width or break. Chop through at least two 2x4s and still shave, cut through a piece of 1-inch manila rope free hanging. But it's not rocket science and it's not terribly hard. It's challenging. I'm not saying it's not difficult, but it's not something that you just can't do. And we're going to try and get you towards the point that you're successful in doing just that. So the first thing we need to talk about is some nomenclature. Now, and with the nomenclature, I want to point out one thing that's just, if you've ever taken a class from me, then you already know this, and it's all good. If you haven't, then you need to know it about me. There are some things that will not be impugned. Number one, my artistic ability on the whiteboard, my penmanship, and my spelling. They're all perfect. If you have a problem with them, that's your problem, not my problem. So, with that, I have a very simple knife drawn on this board, something similar to a bend knife. Things that you don't want on a bend knife is you don't want a really sexy, curvy, pointy knife. All of those things are going to work against you in the pursuit of a bend knife. What you really want is something really simple and plain like this. Something like this. This is my journeyman bend knife. Straight, kind of a blunt point, very simple. This one's excessively beefy. It should not have been as thick as it is, but it is what it is. Thin is in for the bend. You'll hear me say that some more later. But just straight, clean, 10 inches of length, 2 inches wide, 15.5 inches overall maximum. Anyway, that's just a good goal right there. That's kind of what you're looking for, something similar to what I've drawn here. As far as nomenclature, this is just what I call things. It does not make it right. It doesn't make it wrong. It's just what I'm calling things, and that way if you hear me say something, then you know what I'm talking about. We'll start right here with the point. And like I said, I'm going to remind you, my spelling, artistic capabilities, no complaints. All right, good. So the point, right there. The spine. The spine is anything along this top line right here. This is the belly slash edge. That's what I'm going to call it. Just all this section down across the bottom of the blade right here. And you will hear me also call this the flats or the bevel. That's the flat part of the sides of the blades that we're going to grind. Last part of the blade is if you put one in, it's not necessary. I just like it. This little section right in here can be called a clip or a false edge. Okay. Usually if it's sharpened, it's a clip. If it's not, it's a false edge. You certainly do not want a sharpened clip on your bend knife. That's not going to help you towards getting a successful bend. Next, we're going to move to the back of the knife. This is the handle. All right. Right back here, we have the butt. This is one of those times you can talk about something's butt all you want, nobody cares. Right in here, this is the choil. This little drop point, this little dropped point in the knife right here is the choil. This section right here, this line is called a plunge. And then all of this section right in here, we're calling a ricasso. So this is the beginning. This is the nomenclature that I'm going to use throughout this series of videos. I hope you come along with me. I hope you find them interesting. I hope you find them useful in your pursuit of a journeyman Smith bend knife. Thanks. That's it for this short one. We'll move on to the next one in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you did, give me the like, follow me, and if you want to help pay for gas and steel, find me on Patreon. Thank y'all.